I'd like to call the meeting to order. This is a regular city council meeting, July the 21st, 2015. I'd like to welcome everyone. It's a very special meeting tonight. If I could ask everyone to stand and join me, please, we'll pledge the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag
States of America,
United States of America,
to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. I'd like, if you would, turn off your cell phone if you have your cell phone, or put it on silent. Okay, item 2 on the agenda is the swearing in Chuck Welch, who was recently elected a council member. Chuck is here tonight with his family and friends, and we have Judge Neville here to swear it in. So I asked Chuck, if you would, to come up to the podium along with Judge Neville and invite your friends and family up there with you, Chuck, for the swearing in. His wife, Charlie.
Do solemnly swear that I will well and truly perform my duties as councilman in the city during my term of office, and I will faithfully enforce the laws and ordinances of said city to the best of my ability, without fear or favor. And in all actions as council, act as I believe for the best interest of the city, and uphold the Constitution, laws of the state, and of the United States. So help me God.
Let's go down. Let's go down. Before Councilman Welch officially takes his seat up here, let me just say a few words. Chuck's father was on the city council several years ago and served, I think, 8 years on the city council. He was a great councilman, and we're glad to see that Chuck is going to be serving the city. I know he'll do an admirable job in serving the citizens of Cumming and Forsyth County. So I want to congratulate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
Appreciate it.
look forward to working with you.
Absolutely.
The council feels the same way. So, place your name,
Thank
plate
you.
right here in the front of you.
Perfect.
We couldn't get any to match the other ones at a point in time. All of them's going to be faded out, looking just like yours. So,
Good. Thank you very much.
1929.
In 1929? Okay. Good to know.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Richie.
Okay, everyone has the packet. Item 3 on the agenda is consideration for adoption of the agenda. Is there any amendments or additions to the agenda? If not, do I hear a motion that be approved as presented?
I'll make a motion.
A second.
Motion from Lewis, second from John D. In discussion. All in favor, signify by raising your hand.
Raise your hand.
Unanimous. Thank you very much.
Get in there.
Mr. Attorney, executive session if needed.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to request a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of discussion of personnel, real estate sale or acquisition, and pending litigation.
Okay. I hear a motion that we go into recess for our executive session.
I make a motion that we go into executive session.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, signify by raising your hand. Unanimous. Thank you very much. Meeting back to order. Thank you for your patience. Okay, item 5 is consideration for adoption of the following meeting minutes, which is the regular meeting of June the 16th, 2015, and also the executive session meeting June the 16th. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion.
Have a second?
Second to move.
All in favor, signify by raising your hand. Unanimous. Thank you very much. Item 6, acknowledgements, proclamation, resolution, Police Chief Casey Tatum. We have, understand we have a retirement, the Assistant Chief, Mr. Cook.
Yes, sir, that is correct. He will be retiring at the end of this month. He was kind enough to give us plenty of notice so we could get a replacement for him, but we wanted to acknowledge him tonight to appreciate his service and dedication to the police department for the last 10 years. He's done a fantastic job, and he's going to be really missed.
Okay, well, on behalf of you, Chief, and your department, we have a proclamation here that, a plaque that we would like to give Deputy Chief Cook, and let me read it, and I'll ask, he's around back there, I know I see him back there. He's kind of slid down in his seat away where I can't see. He said, don't y'all do nothing for me tonight, I don't want y'all to have a party or do anything. So, but anyway, we're going to do this because, you know, the policemen, they get the brunt of all jokes and is not supported by the superiors most of the time, and I want their department, not only the police department, but all their departments to know that the city council and the board is 100% behind them. And we want to certainly recognize the departments and the leaders as much as we can, and we appreciate the job y'all do for the citizens coming in from South County and our country. I'll read this and I'll ask Chief Cook to come up. It's Walter Clyde Cook, Deputy Police Chief, retiring February the 21st, 2005 to July the 31st, 2015. Presented with great honor and in recognition for 10 years of loyal and dedicated service to the citizens of Cumming, Georgia, and the Cumming Police Department. With heavy hearts, we bid you farewell. What lies ahead, only time will tell. No longer to be greeted by your smiling face, you leave us a legacy of dignity, class, and grace. You've instilled in us a sense of duty and pride. We appreciate your dedication and always being by our side. Congratulations on your retirement. We'll miss you on behalf of the Cumming Police Department. Chief, come on up. Casey, I understand you've got us an assistant chief now.
Yes, sir, we do. We went through an assessment process. He gave us plenty of notice, like I said, that he was going to be retiring. We went through an assessment process and had 4 individuals from within the department apply, and Sergeant Alika Barrett scored the highest on that, and she will be taking his place effective August the 1st.
You have her here tonight, I
Yes,
see. Yeah. Well, Lisa, Chief Cook, come on up. Chief, you come on around here. Let's get your picture here. put this in here, who's gonna be, this is the first chief of a female chief we've had in the city of Cumming. We welcome Lisa. Thank you, Chief Tatum. Good job. Okay, item B. December of last year, Councilman Perry came to him and said that he wasn't able to continue the trip to go to the Georgia Mountain Regional Commission meetings, and we needed to appoint somebody else. So I talked to him and have talked to the other members about a lady here who is very well qualified and has agreed to serve on that board, and is recommended by Councilman Perry that we appoint her. And at this time, it's the recommendation that Crystal Ledford who already works with the city of Cumming, will take Councilman Perry's place at the RDC. So Chair will entertain a motion from that.
Make a motion.
Have a motion? Have a second? Second. In discussion? Anybody? We know Crystal will do a great job. She's familiar with the RDC. She knows some of the people there, and along with this job, it pays $100 a meeting, so you'll be getting additional $100 a meeting, Crystal. Anyway, I got a motion and a second. All in favor signify by raising your hand. Unanimous. Thank you very much. Thank you, Christian. Old business none. On the new business, roadway lighting for Lanier 400 Parkway. We got whenever we took bids to build Lanier Parkway, we didn't have, the bids didn't include lighting and sidewalks, paved sidewalks. We have enough money that's going to be left over in the project that we can put lighting, but we won't have enough to put the sidewalk. There'll be a 10-foot section on each side, but it won't be paved. I'm sure it'll be used vigorously by a lot of the jobbers who goes through there, but the reason this is on the agenda is I thought lighting was more important than putting the sidewalks on it this time. And sidewalks can be put in the next budget maybe for the next time, but it's my recommendation that we, Steve may know how much the lighting's cost that we was going to be able to pay for. How much was the lighting, Steve?
It's $85,000. Georgia Power. It's underground wiring, and there's 30 lights about 185 foot apart. That's what their engineers said we need to keep it roadway lit.
It'd be the same lights that we already have around here.
No, these are like 35 foot high. It's not the little black
Okay.
tall ones, and they're further apart just to light up the roadway. If we ever put in sidewalks, we might want to visit
Right.
pedestrian lighting at a later time.
Okay. What's the pleasure of the board? You want to
Make
put
a
the lights
motion.
on?
Make a motion, we put the lights there.
I have a motion from John D. for the lighting of Lanier Parkway. Have a second?
Second.
Second, Quincy. In discussion?
All in favor?
All in favor signify by raising your hand. Unanimous. Thank you very much. Okay, item 2. This is put on the agenda as a parcel of land over in Lanier Beach South. When the city built a pump station, we vacated a piece of land where a part of the sewer plant was over there in Lanier Beach South. And we put that on there because we had a request to purchase that piece of property by the adjoining property owner, I believe, Scott and Barbara Purdue. Are they here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think y'all joined the property, is that correct?
We're looking to purchase the property. And then there's an adjoining lot.
Okay. And they had sent a letter requesting this, and checking on this, we have not been directed by the department head that the department has been declared surplus. I don't know, there may be a need for it at a future time for some reason, but the utility department would need to get with the city and make a request that the property is surplus, and that hasn't been done. And the procedure, I might ask the city attorney to explain the procedure that we'd have to go through in the event that the property is declared surplus.
Yes, Mr. Mayor and members of the council. Typically, the procedure would be that your department head would make a recommendation to the city council that a piece of property was no longer needed for any future use, and then it's discretionary with the city council to decide. Either they feel it's surplus or they don't. That's a total discretionary decision for you to make. Assuming you made that decision as to a piece of property, the next step would be you would advertise your intention to declare it surplus. If there's no objection filed to that advertisement of intention, then you would advertise to sell it either by sealed bid or auction, and typically on a piece of real property, it would be a sealed bid with a reserve is the procedure. But as you alluded to, Mr. Mayor, we haven't even gotten that recommendation from our utilities department on this particular piece. So I think that's the first step that...
Okay, in the event we, in January, when we traditionally get that notice probably, in the event the department declared it was surplus and no need to the city, would the adjoining property owners, are they traditionally notified?
Yes, sir, they would be.
In the development?
Right. What would happen is that, again, the department just makes a recommendation. It's discretionary with the council whether to accept or reject that recommendation. But if you went through the process, the adjoining landowners would be notified. I don't believe Mr. and Ms. Pardue are adjoining landowners at this point in time, but they may be by the time y'all look at this again on your annual basis in January, as you were talking about. So that's where we are as of today.
Any questions? Anybody have any questions?
I have.
Okay. Okay, we have a request here where the property is not declared surplus at this time, so I'd recommend to the board that the city has no property to sell at this time. I hear a motion to that effect.
So I'll make a motion.
I have a motion from Ralph. Have a second.
Second.
All in favor, signify by raising your hand. Unanimous. We're sorry we can't accommodate you, Mr. Purdue, but at some point in time, it may become surplus if the city has no need for it. Thank you. Okay, item B on the streets, as council is aware, at the last meeting, we was at request to advertise for bids on certain streets at the request of engineer, and we have Jason McCook here tonight to present his findings in reference to receiving the bids.
Thank you, Mayor and council members. We received 3 quotes for 3 roads in the city of Cumming. The first road is Samaritan Drive from State Route 20 to Professional Drive. Of the 3 quotes, the low bid was in the amount of $36,350.90. That was submitted by Jasper Grading and Pipeline. The second bid or quote that we received was Samaritan Drive from Professional Drive to Hillcrest Way. It was in the amount of $70,615.06. Again, it was Jasper Grading and Pipeline with the low quote. And the last street was West Maple Road from State Route 20 to Kelly Mill Road. It also includes Dry Cleaner Alley. The bid on that was in the amount of $93,943.33. And again, that was Jasper Grading and Pipeline with a low quote.
And it's y'all's recommendation to take the low bid on these.
Yes, sir, we would recommend taking the low bid on this.
Okay. I don't think well, I know the city didn't budget for this, all of this money last year when we worked on the budget. Is this calculated on per ton basis or per yard basis, this, the asphalt material? and work?
Yes, sir. The asphalt has been based on a per ton. We gave them a tonnage amount per project, and they bid on that quantity. So that was included in their quote.
And what, in other words, if we didn't have the money, I think the total amount was what, $206,000?
Yes, sir, thereabouts.
And if the city didn't want to do all that at one time, we could do what we had money and then take the other on it based on the per tons, what they calculate out to be.
Yes, sir. I would probably still need to confer with Jasper Grading to make sure they'll honor that price, but I'll need to get that conferred with them to make sure of that.
Okay. All right, and council have any questions? We had requested bids on these three projects, and I would recommend to the board that accept the low bid and do what we have money to do, go as far as we can, and maybe by the time they get ready for it, we may have money to do it all, but based on per ton or per yard basis that the engineer figure out what to do. Chair will entertain a motion.
Make a motion.
A motion from John D. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Ralph. Any discussion? All in favor signify by raising your hand. Unanimous. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor and Council.
Thank you, Jason. Might add, Jason the cook is with Moreland after Belly. Okay, we have under recreation, Greg here in reference to the brochures for the Park and Rec Aquatic.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor. We are winding down the summer, so we're getting ready for our fall and winter programming, and we have solicited bids for the printing of our programming brochures and flyers. We have solicited bids on 3,000 copies of our 16-page programming brochure and 25,000 copies of our trifold colored brochure that'll be sent out through the schools, letting them know that we're starting our registration. We received 3 bids back. American Printing of Alpharetta was low bid at $3,715. Soul Graphics of Roswell was next at $3,980. And then Graphic Edge of Cumming at $6,484.44. We are recommending that we go with American Printing, the low bid for the printing work. They have worked with us before on the printing of our brochures and flyers and have always done an outstanding job, so that is our recommendation.
On American Printing, you got the various prices there. Which one did you?
Well, we went ahead and broke it down in case one printer was low bid on one of the items and not low on the other, so we could have separated them out. American Printing was low bid on both the 3,000 copies of the black and white brochure, which was $1,410. They were also the low bid on the trifold flyer, the 25,000 copies at $2,305. So we are recommended that they receive both parts of the project.
Okay. What's the pleasure of the board? Have a recommendation from the Park and Rec, reference to the brochures, the winter and fall brochures. Go to American Printing or Alpharetta.
I make a motion that we go with American.
The motion from Lewis, to have a second.
Low bid. Second.
Second. Ralph. In discussion. All in favor signify by raising your hand. Unanimous. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, under announcements, Aquatic Center, we have 2015 Georgia Recreation Park Association Class A State Swim Meet. I think this is the third year that they have chosen the Cumming Aquatic Center for the state swim meet. We're honored to host them, and we're going to be welcoming everyone at 6 o'clock on July the 31st for a 3-day event at the Cumming Aquatic Center.
Mayor, that'll actually be this Thursday, the 23rd.
23rd, 24th, 25th, yeah, 3-day event. And also I announced that Georgia Mountain Regional Commission meeting will be hosted by Forsyth County at 6 o'clock at the Forsyth Conference Center on July the 30th. If we can get tickets, anybody want to get tickets, contact the Forsyth County. We'll take care of that for you. Anything else to come before this board? Your meeting will adjourn.
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor, signify by raising your hand. Unanimous. Thank you, brother. Thank all of you for being here.